Now we are going to get back into the theory again. We are going to look at an overview of Google service offerings in Vertex AI. After that, we will be looking into the Vertex AI itself, but we will see an overview of the Google services first. Now, one thing we need to understand here is that the Vertex AI is the production version of Google services. For example, if you want to use a Google service in production, it is Vertex AI and not AI Studio. AI Studio is very similar to Vertex AI, but it is a testing ground. So keep that in mind. So Vertex AI is the production quality services from Google. Being said that, let's get into the topic. So Google Cloud's generative AI offerings. So we have a couple of points here. Google is an AI first company, which make a lot of sense because the landmark paper, "Attention is all you need," is coming from Google, which is the reason for all the generative AI breakthroughs, starting from ChatGPT to Gemini and all the models in between. Everything is coming from that particular paper. There is Google Brain, which is a part of the DeepMind. They are doing groundbreaking research, and a lot of contribution to non-generative AI space is also coming from Google AI research. So generally, we should agree with most of these points out here. If one company leads the AI research, it is Google. Gen AI tools are integrated across Google's ecosystem. Gmail, Google Calendar, pretty much all the Google tools are being integrated with generative AI, and almost all the companies are doing the exact same thing, adding generative AI into almost everything you can imagine. So certification like this, which you're watching, is an example of staying updated about the latest developments in the AI research and advancements. Security and ethics, that's a major topic when it comes to LLMs and AI in general. Who takes the responsibility? What data LLMs are trained on? All that kind of things. Making sure that AI doesn't take over the human world. All that kind of stuff comes in this particular vertical right here. So Google Cloud, it is enterprise grade cloud computing system, just like Azure and AWS. Those are two other major cloud providers. There are other cloud providers from IBM, Oracle, Alibaba, and more. But these are the three main players in the cloud market, and Google is definitely one of them. And definitely it is enterprise grade. Google's open approach gives you flexibility and choice in your AI solution. I partially agree with this particular statement. Although Gemini itself is not an open weight model, Gima is an open weight model, just like Llama and Llama series from Meta. But Gemini itself is not open source. Google CLI, the agentic framework, that is open source, recently released. But not all the models coming on the Google Cloud is open source. That's another point to consider this. But generally, they are trying to make people use their AI solutions. Now coming to Vertex AI. Vertex AI is not really just a generative AI. Very important part to consider. It is a Google unified machine learning platform. So like I mentioned before, not all machine learning is generative AI. Machine learning can be done in a lot of different ways. There is regression, there is polynomial regression, a lot of different machine learning algorithms out there other than neural networks or deep learning, which is used in generative AI or neural networks. But Vertex AI is specifically for machine learning, in which you can train neuron models, AI models, including generative AI. So you can perform different ML ops. We'll see inside a diagram. We have seen a couple of examples of ML ops before when we discussed this particular diagram right here. And Vertex AI helps to achieve or implement those particular ideas, creating and collecting data. Single most important part of any ML application or AI application. train the model using that data, monitor the model, and deploy in production using the feedback from users and monitoring techniques. After testing, we need to modify the algorithm, the training algorithm, or the data itself. And it's a feedback loop, like we have seen here. There's a loop, and it keeps going, iterating. That is the ML ops, which can be achieved using Vertex AI and the tools which is available in Vertex AI. Vertex AI gives access to generative AI model. And where do you find this Vertex AI? Vertex AI is found inside your Google Cloud account. We will see that shortly. But at the end of the day, it is a tool which helps you to train different types of model. Train, test, and deploy, and repeat that. That's what the purpose of Vertex AI. Tuning is nothing but training. It's like a short training, if you will, or fine-tuning a generative AI model. It needs less compute resource, less intensive graphics resource. To train or to fine-tune, for training, you need higher graphics requirements, but to fine-tune, you need very less or comparatively less compute resource. So that can be done inside Vertex AI. Vertex AI search, although it has AI attached to it, I don't think it's really an AI. It's most like an Elasticsearch, Azure AI search. There are a lot of different search mechanisms out there. You can think of it like a cut down version of Google search itself, which is available in the Google Cloud. The Google search which we use for our Google search purposes, when you go to google.com, you can think of this like a cut down version of that, which is available in Google Cloud. Definitely it may have some kind of machine learning algorithms associated with it, but normally these search applications are fully managed. You just give your text input and it'll search inside that text. So this can be used for RAG operations, retrieval augmented generation. We will discuss about it shortly, but this is less to do with AI, at least from the discussion perspective. Mostly it has been used, or AI might have been used in the implementation of Vertex AI search, but not from the usage perspective. At the end of the day, it is a search tool and less of a predictive engine like the ML models. Now, coming to Google AI Studio or Vertex AI Studio. So Google AI Studio, we have seen how the models are deployed inside Google AI Studio. Vertex AI Studio is a production version of Google AI Studio. So the Google AI Studio is like a playground, if you will. You don't create production level application with Google AI Studio, but Vertex AI Studio is within your cloud account, GCP account, and you can do all kind of cloud specific things. You have the virtual private network or VNet, firewalls, scalability, all cloud specific things, security, reliability, all the pillars of cloud comes into the picture when you try to develop a production level AI application which scales to millions of users. So Google AI Studio is available for free of charge and is used for quick AI prototyping, not for production use. On the other hand, Vertex AI Studio is built for deploying production application at scale, millions of requests, billions of requests. Only stopping point is the money you're going to spend to the Google account. So that is what Vertex AI Studio is all about. Otherwise, technically it is same as Google AI Studio from the model availability perspective and things like that. There are a couple of additional tools available in Vertex AI Studio, while this is more like a playground. Now a couple of unrelated topics coming here, especially customer engagement suite. This is all about replacing a typical BPO office, replacing a customer support engineer with complete AI. That is where this particular suite is going. Now it has conversation, it has agent assist, it has a lot of different tools available, AI related tools available for customer support. So we'll see in the demo one by one, as it is part of this particular study guide. We will have a look into it. But at the end of the day, long story short, it's all about customer support. It can talk to end users based on internal information if you're giving to it, and it can get things done, book a ticket, cancel a ticket, based on the natural language processing input user is giving, all that kind of things. I'll be really surprised in 10 years or 5 years down the line, there'll be any business process outsourcing out there. It'll be all taken care by system like this. They are super smart. They know everything about the data. They can be trained. They can be fine-tuned. They can be RAG'd, retrieval augmented generation, and anything and everything. They know every single thing in this world as we speak. So we'll see some of these things in the demo. I won't be showing any working sample because that is not part of this particular training or not part of this certification. All you need to know is the concepts. But if you want to get into real hands-on, my AI 102 training is there. It is doing every single item in this particular training hands-on, fully working demo available in that particular training. That is AI 102, but it is in the Azure cloud. Google doesn't have a equivalent certification as of now. If something comes up, I will definitely try to do that. But for the time being, we'll be simply looking at these services in the Google cloud. That's all. So this is a point which I have already mentioned. Google Agent Space, integrate customized search and conversation, and access and understand the data from various internal sources. So the AI model will be able to understand your internal private data. What is the relationship between Anand George and SourceLens? That is a company internal information to SourceLens, which is my company, my training company. So that kind of information, internal sources, into your organization's internal website and dashboard. The keyword here is internal. That can be given to the AI and ask questions, which is very important when it comes to customer support or any particular internal use cases. I'll be emphasizing on those particular topics when we discuss the grounding, which is some of the topics which is upcoming in the lessons we are going to see. So Google's tooling for personal productivity, probably this is the most useful item for 99% of the people. So Gemini, I have started using Gemini for my personal purposes a lot. They've been raising the limits every day. I don't have a paid account. It's a free account which I'm using, but I'm finding it very accurate model. I don't use ChatGPT anymore for my personal purposes. I use Gemini. I find it a bit more grounded and a bit more accurate data. And of course, it is definitely cheaper, especially the thinking models are cheaper. I don't use the Gemini app. I use the web version, but when I wanted to talk to it, I use the Gemini app. Couple of things which is not mentioned here other than the summarizing, translating and creating image stuff, which we probably all of us know. If you have not used it, use it. It's just like ChatGPT or anything you know, any other LLM. It's just a chatbot, but it has more features than that. You can share your screen with it. You can talk to it. It is almost very similar to a human when it talks. Very natural speech it has. And you can show things to it and you can ask questions about it. That's very useful and it is not mentioned in this particular document. The Gemini integration for Google Workspace. So all the Gmail, slides, sheets, all the items which is available in the Google Workspace is integrated with Gemini. You can query things and ask things about your Gmail. You can use it to find your old email or something like that. If you want to chat with your mails, old email, it acts like that. In that case, there'll be a data sharing consent you need to give to Gemini so that Gemini will read your Gmail and index it in a certain way, or RAG it, retrieval augmented generation. We'll talk about it. Your Gmail, basically reading your Gmail and indexing it so that it knows what is inside your Gmail. There is a consent button available. Some people are not comfortable with it. Some people are. If you're not comfortable with it, don't share it. But otherwise, if you want to query or ask questions about your Gmail, you can do that. At the end of the day, it behaves like a person who know everything inside your Gmail or your slides or your notes in the Meet. All your private information will be queried, definitely with your permission. Gemini for Google Cloud. Google Cloud can be a bit complicated to navigate, generating queries for databases and other cloud applications if you're into Google Cloud or cloud computing, which I'm into. Debugging, creating application is very useful. Gemini is in general very good in coding, not just Google Cloud. It is very accurate in pretty much anything which related to coding infrastructure. Recently, I've been using Gemini to configure one of my load balancer, a skewed proxy. So it knows all kind of such things. In fact, all the LLMs know such things, but Gemini is pretty good. So you can use for such kind of enterprise grade cloud computing activities, and Gemini is integrated with Google Cloud. If you're a Google Cloud engineer, it will be helpful to you. Notebook LLM is very interesting. I'll be showing you a demo of Notebook LLM. It just blew my mind. All I did was uploading my resume to Notebook LLM, and it created a funny podcast out of my resume, and it was very interesting to read or listen to it. It was very mind-blowing in terms of the output. So I'll be showing you a demo of Notebook LLM. Any amount of explanation or words won't be enough or will not do justice to what this Notebook LLM does. In short, what it does is it creates a conversation between two people or more than two people. I have seen only two people in a very interesting way so that the content will be very interesting, whatever it is. I'm pretty sure there is no boring content than my resume, but when I listened to that particular conversation, I felt very different. It was not boring at all. Definitely in the demo, I won't be showing my resume, but you get the point. So tool usage by LLM. So we'll be discussing about it. So generative AI can connect to external services. MCP is a good example of connecting to external services. Model Context Protocol. These are all used for different types of grounding techniques. Functions, it can call a custom function and get things done, predicting the weather. For example, what is the weather in Sydney right now? ChatGPT won't be knowing. It has to call an API, a REST API. Basically, it needs to collect that information from somewhere. What is the weather in Sydney right now? LLM is not trained on such information. So it has to get that particular information from some place. So for that, it has to use some kind of tool. Functions, like calculator, for example. LLMs are not good in arithmetic. 1 + 2 = 3. It is better to use a calculator. So code, functions, actions, task. It can be anything. Data store, providing information. You can ask the LLM, the generative AI, any model for that matter. It could be Gemini or something like. You can ask it question about your private data store and provide information. Adding new skills and integrations. Precisely the use of MCP or Model Context Protocol. Creating a case in a Salesforce. Some other CRM. All done using MCP. Creating a file inside your desktop. All that kind of things. I'll see if I can show a demo in the end of the training, although it is not part of the certification. Agentic behavior. So all this is pointing to agentic behavior or tooling. Agents use tools. We'll discuss about that when we talk about the grounding. It's one of the most important functionality or upcoming buzz in the AI world, agents. And these are all related to that, these points right here. So we have seen an overview of the services provided by Google. And next we will see some of the things we have discussed in the Vertex AI in Google Cloud.